I'm Frank Caruso, producer of Oregon Life. Welcome to this week's episode. I was delighted to be invited behind the scenes of the Addams Family musical, which premiered last week at the Oregon High School. And we're going to show you a little bit about how that all happens. We interviewed some of the actors, the director, and I asked the director to give me some facts about the show. And he sent me 5 facts. So I'm going to read off my handy iPad here. The pit was made up of students, 99% of the students, which is becoming more rare in high school settings today. Number 2, 86 students were involved in the production, which is a huge undertaking to coordinate and organize all that. Number 3, 75 hours of total rehearsals. Number 4, 35 hours to construct the set. If you were fortunate enough to see the set, it was very elaborate. A lot of volunteers made that happen. And number 5, 2 hours to tear it down. It's always easy to tear it down. The thing that amazed me the most, the actors had to wear masks. And as an actor, you're emoting a lot of emotion with your face. Even though it was covered up, those students worked hard to tell this wonderful musical, brilliantly done. Enjoy this episode.
In the Addams family, we love to celebrate life, death, and showtime!
Hi, we're on the set of The Addams Family, which is going to be premiering in February here at the Oregon Performing Arts Center, and we're in this lovely facility that we get to work in. And as you can see around the set here, we have many different odd items because obviously the Addams Family is quite the odd family. This process, begins typically a few months before this. We do auditions. This year we did them in December, and then we really hit the ground running come January. And up until about 3.5 weeks ago, this stage was absolutely barren, nothing on it. And just in a short couple of weeks, we're able to, through the help of our students, parent volunteers, and make this an incredible world to experience. It takes an incredible amount of collaboration between, adults from the school district as well as some adults from the community who volunteer for us. We use all OHS students in all capacities here. So not only is the cast completely OHS students, the technical students who run the spotlight, run the soundboard, run the light board, the lighting designer is a student here, and further the orchestra in our orchestra pit also is comprised of all OHS students and one adult. We call him a ringer on the piano. So it's a pretty big event for the community overall, and actually at the high school, despite maybe something like a homecoming dance or something along those lines, this is the largest student involved production or activity in the high school. Upwards sometimes of 90 to 100 kids can be involved between the amount of kids we have in the cast, the tech crew, and the kids in the pit orchestra. So it's really a whole school experience for a lot of students. And we strive to make this a place where all kids can be involved in some capacity, and we try to put them where their talents would lead them to. So if I have kids that aren't willing to be on stage, then they can be backstage, they can be pulling in different set pieces, they can be pulling the curtain. Of course, we have the shining folks who love to sing and dance and act out on stage, but there's so much work to be done in all capacities here, so it's great to kind of plug kids in where they're needed. And, we try to create a very welcoming and affirming environment for everybody here at the theater. And we appreciate your uniqueness, and we try to showcase that in some way if possible. So this musical in particular, the Addams Family musical, was originally supposed to be produced on this stage in November of 2020, and we know what life was like back then, and it was not possible for us to put on this large-scale event with so many kids. And so in the spring of 2021, we did a virtual musical event, which included students singing songs from past shows here. And we still felt that this was the perfect show for our theater at this time. So now we are putting this on in February of 2022. So it's the show that's waited 2 years to make its debut here on this stage. And that's really exciting because this is also the first live high school theater production that's going to be here on the stage since all of the closures back in 2020. So it's really kind of a regeneration and new birth of the program. And so we're really excited for that Friday night opener and for that audience, because that's what these kids really live for. It's the thrill of a live audience, and we have that element back again. So we're very excited to be doing that. This is the first time the Addams Family musical has been done at this school. It's a relatively newer musical, debuted in 2010. So it's really only 12 years old. So if you think about that as a pretty young show, and we're bringing this contemporary piece to this town, and these kids have done tremendously well with it. Some of the challenges of putting on something like this, it's a highly technical show. We have to do a lot of lighting design and tricks. There's lots of sound effects, even tricks with props. And also, when you are presenting such well-known characters, right? These are not original people that we've created for the sake of a show. These are well-known characters. In fact, the Addams Family, if you don't know this, has been around since 1938, when they first appeared in little single-panel cartoons in the New Yorker, and through its many iterations, it has now, evolved into the stage musical. So we have to do the characters and the spirit of the characters justice in our performance. So there are certain attributes we are going to, for sure recognize in Gomez and Morticia and Uncle Fester and Wednesday and Pugsley. And so there is a challenge to that, to kind of step up to the plate, to become that larger-than-life character, but still make it kind of your own character and your own individual take and style. So I think the kids have done a fantastic job with this material and presenting those lovable characters. And I think I'm excited for those people in the audience, maybe some younger kids that have never been really exposed to the Addams Family yet, and they can see what kind of the magic with this family is all about, and why they've become so iconic over the years in the United States.
Hello, my name is Eve Gardy, and I'm our stage manager and lighting designer. So a stage manager is ultimately there to make sure the show goes smoothly. They're there during most of the rehearsals. So I'm essentially there to make sure that our actors feel confident with what they're doing on stage by giving notes, like if they're out of the light and they need to be more in the light, I can be like, take like a couple steps to your right or to your left, just so that they're fully in the light. With being the lighting designer, it's also a lot easier to understand all of the lighting aspects and like where they need to be. And then also just by being there in case they need just like someone to ask questions to, kind of like a backup director kind of. So I designed our lighting for the show. So every light that you see, either colored or not, I helped make it all come together to be different scenes, to create different emotions. So I started learning how to program lights. I think it was my freshman year. Due to COVID, I haven't been able to be in here for a while. So coming back and being able to do this is really cool. I think some of the biggest challenge that I had going into this was learning all the different kinds of lighting there was, like downlight, which is lighting from the top, high sides, which are coming in from the sides, but they're also high up, so they're kind of slanted, like side lights from the side, and just all the different types of lighting to make a three-dimensional look on a person. Because if you put too much front light, they'll look very two-dimensional. So you want to have all that different aspects coming in to make them 3D. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So let's look at the stage. So with our downlight, if we change our downlight, it'll change I'll change it to red just so it's a big contrast. It'll change a lot of what is coming down onto the stage versus like if we throw in like backlight, which is what these are, you'll get that very, it's kind of hard to see without a person on stage, but it'll be like a back profile, so it'll add that depth. We can change, what I think is really cool about this set and what we have, our psych lights, as we call them, can change the color of our house. So let's add it as like a purple, and then, so we can change that color, so make the house whatever color we want it to be, which I think is really fun. It adds a different level of like scenery in the show.
Hi, my name is Katie Monk, and I'm the choreographer for Addams Family here at Oregon High School. You're gonna love this play. There's so much to see, so many amazing songs, and the kids have really been working hard. I say there's nothing like staying at home for 2 years to really bring the excitement of having live theater again.
Hello, I'm Ian Black. I play Gomez Addams in the Addams Family musical. And yeah, I'm an actor slash singer. One of the things I love most about playing this part is just that, it's obviously a very, very classic role. He's a very classic character in fiction. So just like bringing that to life on stage was a very, very surreal experience for sure. During the audition process, originally I was gonna go for Lurch, but then, plans changed, and I was like, I'm gonna go for Gomez. And that obviously turned out for the better. And yeah, now I'm here and it's great, yeah.
I am Peyton Yancey and I'm playing Morticia. And I was first attracted to the character because of the Tango de Amor. I used to dance for like 15 hours a week at one point, and so I love dancing. And so when I saw that, the confidence that radiated off Morticia, I knew that that is exactly who the character I wanted to be, because she is such a strong and powerful woman. And some aspects of her are very admirable, and something that I'd like to bring into my own life. And so auditioning for her was really fun because I got to listen to the song and I got to do a little bit of my own choreography to really get into the character. So that was the first time when auditioning where I really felt like Morticia. And so when I got callbacks, it was just that little bit closer of, oh my gosh, am I really gonna get this? And then when I saw the cast list and I saw Peyton Yancey and then next to it Morticia, it was like one of those like pinch me moments. Like I couldn't truly believe it. And then sure enough, it was real. And here we are during Tech Week and a couple days before our show. And yeah, so my favorite part of the show has most definitely, or the rehearsal so far, has definitely been figuring out her character and who she is, because I was having a little bit of trouble with the character voice, but as soon as we started doing blocking and everything, it all just fell into place and I found how I wanted to play her and everything. So figuring out like who Morticia Addams is definitely been my favorite part.
Hi, I'm Alexa. I am a dancester in OHS's production of The Addams Family. I am so excited about this show, and I am honestly so happy that I was able to become a dancester. We do a lot of the dancing in front of the stage and behind all of the leads, and we've created a really tight circle, which I really love about it. We have worked a lot with Miss Monk, and she has done wonders for us. I'm so thankful. This show is super fun, super exciting, and I am so happy that live theater is back and we are able to get back to what we love doing and that the community gets to see it and experience it.
All right, hi, my name is Brendan Moore. I am, of course, playing Fester, as you can see with the bald cap right here. And I've had a lot of fun getting to know Fester and kind of working as the character throughout the show so far with all the other actors. when I was first auditioning, there was a lot of talk backstage of who was going to get Fester and like who was going to get each individual part. Of course, all the different leads. It was all crazy talk. And finally, when it came out, I was very excited that I got Fester because I know Fester's a very notorious character, and there's something interesting about the way he always smiled, which I knew would be a little rough to do, of course, masked on stage. But, of course, his energy in the old shows and movies that he was always in, his energy was all he really needed to encapsulate. So I'm hoping to really push that out on stage with all the pizzazz that they put into the show nowadays. So really, it's just going to be a blast. You also got to thank Evelyn over here for getting this all sorted out. Trust me, it's a lot, and I could not do it on my own. That is for sure. That's very exciting. Fester's big number in the second act, where he finally, well, he's already confessed his love to the moon, but at this point, he shows the audience his endearing, forever love that he has for this giant celestial body, the moon. And it's very recognizable by this one little chorus it has in the middle where Fester just lets his heart out in these chorus of laws. It sounds a little bit something like la 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 la. It's a dream that's coming true when the moon says I love you. Oh, and we have a whole backup chorus of singers and dancers with little umbrellas. I can't wait to see it. You're gonna love it.
My name's Eve. As I said before, I'm the stage manager, lighting designer. The musical is now over, which is so sad, but also such a good thing. We had such a fun time putting on this production. Some of the things that I really loved was just working with all of these fantastic people, getting to know a lot of the new freshmen who came in and made this place now their home like it is mine. Some of the challenges that I faced throughout this musical was trying to just put everything together in time. And then also the torture device machine thing came with a lot of struggles. It kept breaking, and so that was something that we had fun trying to troubleshoot. We eventually got it though before our shows. One of the other things that was really fun that I enjoyed most about the show was during full disclosure with all the lightning and just all the flashing lights, which was super fun to program and super fun to see every night, to see that whole scene come to life, and it just was so awesome. I cannot have asked for a better cast.
Hi, I'm Alexa Yachman. I am so grateful for this experience. I am so happy that I was able to meet everybody I did and create such strong bonds, and I'm so grateful for all of my fellow dancers. We worked so hard, and I am so incredibly proud of us, and I'm so happy and a little bit sad about it being over, but we really did some incredible work, and I could not be more thrilled with how our performances turned out. My favorite part of the show was definitely getting to listen to all of the audience laughs and their reactions, and also seeing their reactions to our dances and how fun it was. And our kick line, that was really my favorite part. And I just want to say thank you to all of our directors and producers and everybody who helped make this show happen. It has truly been an experience I will never forget.
I'm Peyton Yancey, and we just finished our last show for Addams Family, and this was probably one of the most magical experiences of my entire high school career so far. The opening night audience was definitely my favorite, and I think was my favorite performance overall, just a mix of the adrenaline and finally having a lively crowd. It just was so amazing, and I wouldn't trade, although I'm really sad that it's over, but I wouldn't trade this experience for absolutely anything else. This has been my favorite part of probably these last couple of years.
Well, I guess it's over now. This has definitely been like an amazing experience. Just to have like live theater in this space after like so long. Such an incredible experience, and like such a great senior show, like such a great show to close out my high school career with. Yeah, thank you to Mr. Doucette and Mrs. Yancey for always believing in me, for always trusting me to do the best that I can up there. It's been a blast these past 4 years. Thank you.
Hello, it's Brendan Moore. I, of course, played Fester, and here we are. It's finally getting torn down. It's a real shame to see it go, but golly, it was a good time. Over the 3 nights, we had a lot of different audiences, let me tell you. The first night, I know most of my mom's side of the family is there, and boy, do they cause a little bit of a ruckus. I could hear them all the way from backstage, and I'm really glad I could. They really brought us off to a great start, and the audiences just kept getting better each night. I gotta thank everyone for coming to see the show. It's honestly just been a blast.
So that is pretty much a wrap on Addams Family. We had what I would consider a smashing success. The theater was pretty much full for every show. I think we sold out Saturday night, which was quite an accomplishment. And as you can probably see in the background, we're tearing it all down. And it's always, for me, and I think the cast as well, somewhat of a cathartic experience to bring closure to this process. We don't leave the stuff lingering around. We put it away for the next show, the next year, and I think that's really helpful for the students to move past this experience, because it's been an extremely emotional weekend. A lot of fun, a lot of sadness for those seniors that are leaving. But by seeing this physically come down, I think it adds some closure to it. And as I remind the kids, the set and the props, those aren't the things that are made to last from this experience. Your experience is what's made to last is your experience with your friends and the bonds you've made and the memories that you'll take with you from this. So despite the challenges of trying to perform safely during the COVID-19 wave and Omicron and who knows what other else is going on, it was necessary for us per school district policy to keep our masks on our faces, and I was so immensely proud of our students because it pushed them beyond the typical boundaries of emoting with your face, and instead, got them to incorporate their full body into the character and really made some larger-than-life movements with their arms and their bodies in order to really emote that way too. It was amazing how much they could just emote with their eyes and their eyebrows, for example. And it's interesting because, in ancient theater history, Greeks did theater with masks on all the time because there was no subtlety in lighting and anything like that. So they wore masks that would display a certain emotion. So, and I think a lot of people think, well, theater with masks is a strange experience. And while it wasn't necessarily the most comfortable at times, right? It's been part of the tradition of theater since, for instance, the Greeks invented it. And so I think it was a good challenge for us. And I'm not walking away from this experience thinking, wow, that was a good show for what we could accomplish with masks. I think it was a good quality show despite any, inconveniences with these masks on our faces. I've been doing this for 12 years. This show was for sure one of the highlights of my career so far because it was a new show. It was only released in 2010. 12 years ago, it was brand new, and here we're bringing it to our stage here in Oregon for the first time ever, which is exciting to bring something new to the community. And I think the community came out to support us and to see what is happening in the fine arts in our schools, because the fine arts in our schools across the district are just incredible. And it's something we should keep to support and cherish and foster because the arts enrich the community like none other.